Good morning, everybody. Cindy here with Pathways Homestead, and I'm going to try to get back into the routine of filming and get back into the routine of some of our series that we like to do. So, I'm going to say that word wrong. Series. The series. More than one. Plural. Series. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to get back to doing some of those. And so today, I'm going to do homestead meals, but I'm going to do it with a twist. So, homestead meals, does it account if it doesn't all come from your homestead? Well, since you guys know, we have gotten sprayed with herbicide, and we're going to have to do some starting from scratch, and that's okay. So, for a while, it's going to be our homestead and others, or maybe even the grocery store. It's just going to be a whole new lifestyle change for us. But not that we never buy things from the grocery store. Just, it's going to be different. But you know what? We're going to take you guys along. We're going to treat it as an adventure. We're going to do our best to stay positive and to trust in the Lord. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. But to get into our series, so today is the Homestead Meals series. And I'm going to cook a breakfast. I haven't shown a breakfast yet. And I'm going to cook, I'm going to say it wrong, chorizo from Robertson's Belly Acres. They brought us some chorizo. And I'm going to cook it and some eggs that are still from our homestead. Alright, so we have our skillet nice and hot. I'm going to add a little bit of lard just to get some grease in the bottom of the skillet. Turn my heat down. It was a little too high. I've got it on a low heat. Once I got the skillet hot, I turned it down to low heat. And I'm going to do about half of this pounded chorizo. Smells yummy. I'm just going to brown it like you would hamburger, and I'm going to whip up some eggs. Whip up those eggs. All right, let's get a good look at that chorizo. Okay, so our chorizo is just about done. And it's time to add the eggs. Right, I'm going to let those eggs set and get a good brown on the bottom before I stir them. The secret to frying scrambled type eggs is not to stir them too often. You want them to get a good crust on the bottom or browning on the bottom before you stir them. So what I'm watching for is these bubbles. See these bubbles coming up in there? I want those bubbles to be bigger, to see more of a cooked looking egg before I turn it and mix it. The other thing I'm looking for is the center section here. It's going to look like it's rising above the outside. Alright, so this looks pretty cooked here in the middle, and it's risen up. It's up just a teeny tiny bit more than the rest of the egg, so I'm going to work on turning it. I didn't have enough grease, so it's going to stick, but that's okay. I should have added some more oil before I added the eggs. And a secret is you don't want to overcook. So these still look a little wet, so I'm going to go ahead and turn my fire off. They're a little wet, but not bad. And I will flip them one more time. Make sure everything's good and mixed. I don't want to over-mix because that'll make your pieces smaller. And then I'm going to let it finish cooking with the heat off, because the cast iron skillets will continue to hold a lot of heat. And then, as always, I'm going to add my favorite, cheddar cheese. I'm just going to sprinkle that cheese on the top of there and let it melt a bit. And don't you like my fancy Tupperware? Doesn't everyone have fancy Tupperware? If I can get it turned right. There we go. Alright guys, to add to our crazy week, I broke our camera, so I'm going to have to take it into Topeka to Wolf's Camera Shop to be fixed. So until then, I'm filming on my phone, so things are going to look a little different, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm thankful for the phone. I'm thankful for the adapter. It's crazy. Just the day before, or actually, yeah, it may have been the day the camera broke, but we didn't know the camera was broken to the extent it was. We bought an adapter for our to use our cell phone on our camera tripod that also came with a mic, external mic. And so that worked out really well. It was very inexpensive. And then when we figured out the camera was broken, it just made things much, much easier. So here we go. I know it looks a little funny with me up like this. I'm still learning about this, guys. There's that, and I'm going to plate this up and add a little bit of homemade cinnamon bread, and we're going to have a good meal. Here we are, plated up. Homemade cinnamon swirl bread and eggs with chorizo for our breakfast, and we'll make some hot tea or hot coffee. Gary drinks coffee, I drink tea, and that's a breakfast on Pathways Homestead. We normally do not get the chorizo, but we usually have sausage, which is a chorizo is a sausage. We just use a more typical, more sagey than spicy sausage. So this is going to be kind of cool. It's going to be fun. But yeah, I'm excited to eat some of Robertson's Belly Acres chorizo and eggs, and our eggs, and a little bit of my cinnamon bread. Thanks for watching, y'all, and I pray you have a blessed day.